What's up, guys? What of course you'll be seeing today is a breakdown and review of the new weapon in Battlefield 4 that came out as part of the Weapons Crate DLC called the L86A2. Of course it's brand new to the game, so what I'll do is I'll break down the stats of the weapon to give you the best idea of ranges of best success of use with this weapon, fire modes, attachments, and everything else you'd want to have great success, of course within variability and subjectivity to what you want to use it for. So first what I'll do is break down the stats. It has a max damage per round of 24.5, and the minimum it can actually output at all is 18. Damage drop-off starts at 8 meters and ends at 65 meters. The fire rate at full auto is 700 rounds per minute, and it's actually the same in burst at 700 as well. Muzzle velocity 650 meters per second, which is pretty good. Unsuppressed, but 380 meters per second suppressed, so bear that in mind. The bullet drops are more intense than the gravitational constant of the Earth at 15 meters per second squared, so the drop-off of the bullets is significant. It has a magazine size of 31, which is quite small for an LMG, and it fires a 5.56 by 45mm round. The reload speed when completely empty is 4 seconds, and 2.6 seconds when there's a round left in the chamber. Now what I did for this review is I took the liberty of comparing this weapon to other weapons that are popular and or similar. And overall, the recoil patterns of the L86A2 are quite manageable. Vertical recoil is listed at 0.29, which is lower than both the AWS and the MG4 at 0.35 and 0.37 respectively. The horizontal recoil is also manageable because it's listed at 0.185 to the left and 0.185 to the right, so it doesn't actually have a deviation in one particular direction. In both directions, both left and right horizontal recoil are lower than the AWS and the MG4. The first shot recoil multiplier is listed at 1.5, and the spread increase per shot is listed at 0.091, and only the AWS beats it in terms of first shot recoil multiplier, but even at the stat of 1.5, it's extremely manageable, as I'm sure most of you who follow the weapon stats are already aware of. So overall, this weapon is a gun that should be used in short to medium range encounters, and maybe slight longer with burst fire or tap fire situations. It's a very balanced weapon, so range with the appropriate fire style shouldn't actually be an issue. Just make sure you have cover, you're tap firing, and you're making each and every shot toward the upper chest and headshot count. But overall, if you're going to be, especially if you're going to be spray and play, medium and shorter range are optimum success. In terms of attachments, I always choose the red dot sight as the optic, but of course it's preference. For the accessory, I always choose the laser sight as a method to keep myself alive through the hipfire accuracy buff if I find myself in a close quarter situation or a surprise encounter and I have to, spray and play to hope to win. For the barrel of choice, you can actually choose the muzzle brake for the 25% in muzzle climb reduction, or if you plan on using burst fire, or the potato grip if you want sustained longer firefights. Or because this patch has completely changed up weapon attachments, barrels, etc., you could not put one on at all and still find great success because you won't have any spread you can't account for. In terms of the underbarrel, I'd choose the ergo grip if I was running in gunning, and I'd choose the angle or folded grip if I plan on engaging targets in medium to longer ranges. But again, you can completely unequip something and probably find great success with the weapon without any attachments whatsoever. The attachments no longer provide a significant buff in one way. They always have some sort of a downside now, so you can go without equipping one altogether as well. So overall, it's a very balanced weapon that has very few weaknesses other than extreme long range, but you could just choose a sniper rifle for that, or the IN-94 if any glaring weak points at all. This weapon doesn't really have one. It has little recoil and the fire rate to engage at any enemy at long range. It's a valued addition to the LMGs in the support class in Battlefield 4. That's my review on it. Feel free to agree, disagree, post in the comments section, of course. Have a good one, everyone.